All right, welcome everybody to the Genesis Mindset. So the race to $1 for DAI versus DAI. So perhaps the most interesting thing of this dump fires is Richard Hart's new DAI on Pulsechain. So is this the DAI that will peg to $1, or will it be the DAI known as pDAI, or the DAI which is already DAI at $1 as DAI from Ethereum? DAI, DAI, DAI. Who is going to win the race? So can it peg before the PRC20 DAI? The race now for the meme launches and PRC20s is on. So there's lots of races. We've got Solana, we've got XRP, we've got Cardano. Probably another one of the really interesting ones is Cardano, because there's actually we can actually flip them in price, which would be amazing. So also, hello CZ if you're watching. And obviously, because dump fires is absolutely pumping, what I wanted to do today was to take a look at the effect that it's having on the blockchain and what it's actually doing to the blockchain, and if it's bringing any new users or new volume to Pulsechain. So we're going to take a look at that. And then we're also going to have a look at Richard Hart's supposed wallet launcher and a simple strategy that I'm using, as well as a cheeky play that might be almighty good. So I've also left a link in the description for the pump tires for supposedly Richard Hart's pump tires wallet. So I'm calling it dump fires. I like it. It's fun and games. I don't care. I just think pump tires is such a crap name, so I'm going with dump fires. All right, so let's have a look here. So first of all, I have to start with this. So CZ, if you're watching, thank you. Apparently you were here yesterday on Twitter. Mark was sure he couldn't capture the moment, so I investigated this further. He couldn't capture it. He was about to do a video screen, a video record. But by the time we went to go do that, you were gone. So maybe you misclicked. Maybe you misclicked. I don't know. But you were here. So if you're here again, CZ, I salute you. You're on our team, my friend. You are on our team. All right. So pump tires. So obviously this is pump tires. So, I mean, look. Ricardo Corazon. Why do people say Corazon? Isn't it Ricardo Corazon? Isn't it Corazon? I don't know. Anyway, but look at this. We've got Teddy Bear here. I saw a Tropa here just before. There's already 283 pages. So what's this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 times 283. Like there's already thousands and thousands and thousands of tokens already. So keeping up with this stuff, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, but I need simplicity. I want simplicity. So this is what I'm looking for, simplicity. So yes. So for me, I did the little degenning yesterday and exploring, but now I want to keep simplicity. So how am I going to do that? So first of all, let's have a look at what it's actually doing on the chain. So this is very, very interesting to me. So, oh, damn it. Look at the volume here. So the volume here on Pulsechain in the last few days, this has been pretty much 400 million USD. We've only ever touched these points when the chain first launched, then when we had our first all-time highs, then our previous all-time high. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just previously, it touched it a few. It touched it. Oh, hang on a second. This line here. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say this is 4. So this is our double top previous high where a Tropa ecosystem, everything just topped out. pDAI topped out. Now we're getting there again. This is a massive, massive, massive volume spike. So the liquidity is flowing around the system as people are actually using dump fund. Now I'm confusing myself. Dump fund, pump fund, dump fires, pump tires. Goodness me. All right, so dump tires, dump tires. It's going to take me a while to actually get that knocked into my brain. So dump tires. So the volume is really spiked today. And we saw yesterday that the volume for Pulsechain, as compared to the rest of the other blockchains, is sitting at number 4. So you can see what kind of effect this is having. Also, you'll notice if you're doing any trading, gas is through the roof. Gas is Pulsechain. Everything's costing 10 to 20 times more just to do exchanges. So this is pumping, and this is really sending a wave of arbitrage all throughout all of Pulsechain. So it's a really beautiful thing, particularly as a liquidity provider. So there's multiple ways you can play this, by the way. You can chase the runs, or you can provide liquidity. You choose the way that you want to play. If you don't want to sit at your screen all day, then probably just choose a few of these liquidity pools and get in there, and away you go. If you do like chasing it, then yeah, chase it. Now, the most important thing is, has this actually brought any new users or any new volume to the chain? So this is June. This is showing the bridge. So some bridge data. So if we go to today, boy, this is kind of lagging the. So basically this one here is inflows. This is outflows. So essentially, no. I wish I could zoom in. I don't think there is a button that I can actually zoom in. I tried to figure it out, but I couldn't. Yeah, I just couldn't. I couldn't zoom in. So anyway, you can see today. Oh boy, this computer. All right, so today you can see the date there. Oh no, that's the 3rd. So I'm living in the future here. So we're in the 4th of February. You can see a minus of 166K. So there's actually been an increase of outflows in total liquidity today. Control zoom in. I don't. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, of course. Yeah, this is. Yeah, it's not really having the effects that I would want it to, but. Gosh. All right. This. Yeah. Anyway, the numbers were lower, basically. We're in a negative. So yesterday, it was actually an increase. Now my computer's really. Yes, yesterday. So if we go to the 3rd. So on the 3rd, we had an increase, not by much. So, well, actually by a lot, actually. Total, 180, no, sorry, hang on a minute. So it was a lot. Okay, so yesterday, there was 1.2 million extra in the chain. The day before, on the 1st of February, there was an outflow of 600K. And then yesterday, so 600K on the 1st, outflow. 189K inflow on the 2nd. And then it was 1.2 million inflow on the 3rd. And then 166K outflow. So over the last 4 days, that's a net inflow, right? Just over the last 4 days of pump fund. So let me just add those. I mean, yeah, so we start with 1.2 million, so 1.22 million. And then what did we have? Minus 166K. And we also had minus, that's the 2nd, and then minus 601K. And then we had 189K. So within the last 4 days, we've had basically 642K inflows onto the chain. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Is it the kind of inflows that we want to see for this? Yeah, I mean, it's a net positive. That's always great. Obviously, anything below the line is, you can see here, vastly things are coming out of the chain, but things have started to come into the chain, which is what we want to see. Now, obviously, what we want to see is a consistency of inflows or more inflows onto the blockchain. That's what we want to see. So with this kind of thinking in mind, I'm trying to formulate a thesis about how long I think this could run. I mean, this whole pump fund thing on Solana, it's different on Pulsechain, obviously, because it's not just the guy who founded Pump Fund getting hundreds of millions of dollars and then dumping Solana. This is a different thing. This is burning the Pulsechain, and then this is the founder of the blockchain who has probably the biggest pump tires tokens, who I would expect would have interest in seeing his chain thrive. So it's a different kind of a dynamic. So let's keep that in mind as we go through the episode. So what's this 1 billion versus 23 billion supply of Dolphin Rising? I believe possibly that could be in relation to some of these Richard Heart launch tokens. I think the first 3 was 23 billion and the rest of them were 1 billion. So for Tina, the link is in the description. I was trying to at you on Twitter yesterday, but the link is in the description for, this is supposedly Richard Hart's wallet. So if we go to the very first one that he launched, the first page, so at 36DC0C, pump tires. So this was the first one. So we have pump tires, and then basically you can go through the whole list. He's got Trump. This is most wanted. Pepe, Elon, Doge, ETH, which is all very interesting. So all the copies, he's made meme copies of the copies. Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, DAI, USDC, Cardano, Tron, PulseX, Pulsechain, Hex, and Mars. Now, one thing that I want to point out, because I'm seeing my boy here, Ram. What's going on, live, love, laugh, by the way. Live, laugh, love. Sorry, bro. And then my boy Ram is saying ink. This is very interesting because somebody was asking me about ink yesterday and I didn't think much. But now that I've seen this, it's very interesting to me that that's the only one that he hasn't made. So there's an idea forming from certain people, which makes sense, that ink is his original meme coin, and it's the only one that he hasn't memed. And so basically one of the theses is these coins, a lot of the profits is going to flow into pumping the crap out of ink. So that's very, very interesting to me. And it makes a lot of sense. It makes a hell of a lot of sense because I really feel like the alpha that Richard wants us to understand is liquidity providing. That was one of the things that he was most bullish about this chain, the whole liquidity game between ERCs and PRCs. And if he can incentivize people through farms to lock up their liquidity, that's exactly what this blockchain wants. The more tokens that are in liquidity, the more liquid the blockchain, the less things dump. So the more Pulsechain you can burn, the more Pulsechain you can keep in liquidity and lock in liquidity, the less it's going to dump. Because obviously this is what he also tried to do with Hex. But obviously the inflation still created massive dumps. So I'm expecting that he's basically trying to evolve this concept. That's kind of my thinking around it. So what I've done, I haven't taken all of them. I basically just created a Richard Hart thing. So like I said, I want to simplify it. When now there's like tens of thousands of tokens already, it's too much. It's too much. Actually, what is it? So like 12 times 283, it's like, okay, yeah, 3,096. That's a beautiful number, 3,396. So 3,396. This is the one that he tweets about the most. Interestingly enough, it's all called most. So he's tweeted about that several times. So actually, I wanted to bring up some X stuff as well. So let's bring this up here. So that's the one that he's been tweeting about the most. So it's got the most attention. So I want to also point out, look at the Pulsechain value, not at the dollar value. This changes this playing field to me in a very dramatic and big way. When I put everything on Pulsechain, it changes my perception of it completely. Because if you think that you're up on Pulsechain, in USD, and you're like, oh, I bought here and it's up here, I've done a 10x. But against Pulsechain, you bought it with your Pulsechain, you might only be up like 5x because now today Pulsechain is pumped. Pulsechain itself is pumped. So before I go into this, I just want to show and emphasize that point. Out of everything, all the Richard Hart core tickers today have pumped. So when I was showing the liquidity flows that was going from all the, so for example, the Atropa ecosystem, everything was dumping and it was going into pump tires. Today, everything is still pumping, but a lot of that liquidity has flowed back into the core tickers. So this is up 11.5% essentially. PulseX is up, Hex is up, INC is up. All the core tickers are up. So basically, we're seeing that liquidity flow into the RH core tickers. So whether that is him that's doing that, I don't know. Whether that's just people rotating their profits, I also don't know. I suspect it's probably a mixture of both. So what have I done? I've basically just put ones that I could only fit 16 on here. So I just put as many as I could on there, ones that I had the most interest in. So obviously pump and most, I have the most interest in, well, pump was his first. So I've got the most interest in that. And then most is the most valued and the one that he's tweeting about most. So that's probably the next most interesting one to me. But have a look at these values against Pulsechain. So obviously 986, 182, 3,350. And these are just in the order of the launches basically. But you come down to like 21 pulse for one, 12 pulse, 101 pulse for DAI. So out of all those, so DAI is really pumping the most. out of all those tokens. And how can you tell? Well, because you're looking at the value compared to Pulsechain. And so this is creating a very, very interesting story, because this one, I would look at the US dollar value because we have the DAI stable narrative that's going on Pulsechain. So, all right. So I'm actually going to show I've got the DAI DAI chart here. I'll show that to you in just a moment. But this, so where's the DAI DAI chart? So this is the DAI DAI chart. So whether it's to DAI or USD, no, it's not the same. So now this is DAI to pDAI now. So this is DAI to pDAI. So DAI itself is 0.005. This is his DAI. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to look at the ratio between the two to see which is outpacing which. And evidently, the new DAI on Pulsechain is outpacing pDAI. And really, the charts tell that story. So if we go down to, I mean, the Atropa ecosystem's moving along like normal, but everything's dumping. So yesterday I was saying, oh, that might be as low as it gets, but yeah, clearly it's not. It's going to keep dropping. It looks like it's going to keep dropping. So how far it's going to drop, I don't know. It's made me reassess how this might actually play out. I think it could go, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to go all the way down there, but you know, we could end up seeing some pretty substantial drops, like 80, 90%. Yeah, we could end up seeing some drops like this. It wouldn't surprise me if we retest some of these levels here, 80% drops. And from the top here, so this is a Atropa from the top. Yeah, that would not surprise me, even in the slightest, actually, because the way that I'm seeing this is, look, if these are Richard Hart's tickers, and Richard Hart did launch all of these, he's going to want to bring eyeballs to the chain. And so if we're just 4 days in, volume's increased, we're getting an inflow of liquidity onto the blockchain, that's bullish. So if we have plus 642K over the last 4 days, that's bullish for the chain. So now if that continues to increase over a week, over 2 weeks, over 3 weeks, over 4 weeks, and it continues to increase and bring people into Pulsechain, why would he not continue to pump these tokens? And if he continues to pump these tokens, then it also probably means that these tokens are all going to continue to drop because people chase the pump. This is just how it works. So this could get pretty ugly. This could get pretty ugly. So I mean, from these levels, probably wouldn't surprise me if we end up losing another 50% from these levels. It really, really wouldn't surprise me based on the way that the economy is going now. But that's going to require, again, more inflows of liquidity from outside of the blockchain to keep pumping those tokens, because the more that they pump, the better it is for marketing. The more that Richard is tweeting about it, the better it is for marketing. So it's across the board. It's across the board. So DAI has broken down. So this is the PRC20 DAI to actual eDAI. And then we have Teddy Bear. So Teddy Bear's broken through. Like everything's breaking down. So they had a cycle of profits, but this is what people are going to do. They're still going to cycle the profits. So these, I'm just choosing to look at these, but these will pump and then the profits will cycle into here. But again, the interesting thing, so like Cardano, for example, this, so it's priced against Pulsechain at the minute, but let's have a look at, what is it, CoinGecko? I just want to have a look at the price of, let's just take a look at the price of Cardano, the actual Cardano, because as we know, there's the whole biff between Richard Hart and Charles Hoskinson. So I've been seeing some tweets about this, and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. I really like the idea, the thinking behind that logic that this can really pump. So what is it, 0.001? And especially because he dissed us just a few weeks ago. So it'll be like a real slap in the face. You know, our Cardano is better than your Cardano. So where's Cardano? Okay, 0.75 cents. So yeah, what? You know, a few 100x to get there. It's possible. It's possible. So yeah, this is the way that I'm choosing to play it now. I'm simplifying it. I'm just looking at these and I'm just keeping my eyes on things. And all I want to be doing is buying lows. I don't want to be chasing greens. As I've been observing throughout the day, you can see like this will pump. And then look here, this is having a dump, but this keeps pumping. So what's happening? Well, this is dumping, dumping, but this is going up slightly. So profits are just cycling in and out of everything, which is making things very, very interesting. But now I'm already seeing the tension of the war between this new DAI and the pDAI, and can this peg? So I wanted to address that. So now let's look more closely at this. Excuse me. Actually, I'll have a look at this in just a moment. Let's have a look more closely at this pDAI. So obviously it's outpacing it at the minute in ratio. So the pDAI is still valued higher, but at the minute, we have the DAI on Pulsechain, the new pump tires DAI, which is pumping harder than pDAI. If you have a look at the liquidity that's occurring between these things, that is what's something that's been really, really interesting. Very, very interesting, actually. So look at this. DAI and Teddy Bear. Look at this pump. 24. I mean, that kind of seems wrong. 24 billion. But look at these candles. I don't even know how the hell this happened. I don't know how this can happen. But it seems like at the moment there's 37K liquidity, 117K volume. That's an insanely good liquidity providing opportunity. Could it have been that someone basically like a massive teddy bear whale basically just created a very thin liquidity pool and just pumped the absolute crap out of, I mean, let's really zoom into this. What ends up see, I don't know why these candles happen. Like it happens so quickly. Is that just somebody doing like a massive buy? I don't know, because it only is doing it with certain things. I mean, that looks like somebody just came along and did a huge buy, and then that would have pushed all the prices of all the DAI on Pulsechain, all the pairs would have pushed all of them up. And then this is the arbitrage pushing it back down, and then this is buying it back up, the arbitrage pushing it back down and balancing it out. And then it's now going with the rest of the chain. That's the story that this is telling me at the moment. So basically, like, the ease with which people can pump the crap out of these tokens is very, very interesting. So it seems like there would have been a tiny liquidity pool with this, then just like a fat slippage buy, and it would have created this kind of gigantic wick, which would have got balanced out with the arbitrage, which is sending waves across all of Pulsechain. So even if you have a look at the liquidity pools, so this is the DAI on Pulsechain. This got 500,000 in liquidity already. That's insane. So its biggest liquidity pool is Pulsechain, then USDC, then pDAI. So this is the pDAI. It's already got, look at this volume. This has got 59K in liquidity and 680K in volume. So pDAI whales are cycling their funds into this and basically like pumping the crap out of it. So it's creating this really interesting horse race now between who can get to the dollar first. Now, this can pump a lot easier than pDAI because there's less tokens in circulation. There's only 1 billion tokens in circulation. So this has a total supply of 1 billion, whereas pDAI has over 20 billion. So this can actually get there faster. It can get to the $1 mark faster. And wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be interesting to get this to the dollar, to show, hey, we can actually get it to $1? The fact that this is supposedly Richard Hart's creator wallet. He's created, amongst all his tokens, he's created Solana, XRP, and then all the stable coins. But it's interesting, right? It's really interesting. And then obviously we've got the pDAI logo, the Pulsechain DAI logo. Wouldn't it be interesting if he got that to $1 first? Wouldn't that be very, very interesting to really excite people's imagination? So honestly, I would almost say that it's probably going to get there first, but it doesn't have any mechanism that can actually peg it. The reason why, to my understanding, this is my basic pleb understanding, with PMaker, it's already in the code that the forked copy is in the code with the PMaker, and the way that it's already in the code. Whereas this DAI on Pulsechain, it's not in the code. So unless, I mean, I don't think that they can change the code. What they're doing is building a front end. That's what they're doing, but they can't actually change the code from that perspective. That's my basic understanding. You couldn't just go, all right, well, I'm going to create this new token and then change the contract address for the actual DAI. So the PMaker fork is going to read now this token as the dollar. I don't know if you can do that. I'd like to know if you could do that, because that would be like, oh boy, that would be like a real that would be a real kick in the face to the pDAI crew, put it that way. If you could do that, and then the PMaker guys end up doing that. So that would be a real kick in the face. Does anyone know if you can do that? From my understanding, you can't. From my understanding, the coding that they're doing is the front end coding, not the actual contract. They can't actually like adjust the contract, which is stating that this PRC20 copy is with this PRC20 copy of PMaker, and they're bonded, and that's what's creating the volts and the dollar and the peg. It'd be very interesting to find that out. So it is definitely just creating this very interesting. It's also very interesting that, yeah, his memes is the PRC20 memes. So he's really going to bring eyeballs through this. So he's promoting the most, but yeah, it's just a very interesting dynamic that's playing out. So let me just go to some of these saved tweets that I had saved, because I want to just share some of these, because content creation. So let's have a look. See, we had, oh yeah, that was the list of tokens, so I don't need to show that. Yeah, this Matty Allen. I don't really care what anyone says about Matty Allen. I love Matty Allen. I think if you've done as much for Matty Allen as the community, then you have a right to criticize him for whatever he did for the liquidity. If you haven't, then yeah, maybe keep your opinions to yourself. That's just my perspective. I don't really know what the story is with the liquidity, him rugging it. We don't know why he did it. He was trying to teach a lesson, was my understanding, but a lot of people got pissed off about it. But he's brought a lot of value to the chain as well. So yeah, it sucks. Maybe he hurt people, but I'm sure that there's a story behind it. But now he was on Mario Newfall, and he was talking about our pump tires. So I want to just have a listen to this clip here. So shout out to you, Matty Allen. I don't think he listens to this channel, but actually I have to reshare with the sound. Just give me a second, because I don't think... just give me 1 second. I didn't share with the sound. All right. So let's have a look, see what Matty Allen's saying.
Starts getting integrated in the Appleification of that UX, UI, that's just smooth. Like, that's really what's been missing from crypto, Matty, for the longest time, is that smooth sort of UI, that ability. And even I think with the Trump token, they started to make it a little more easier, because you could, you want to buy with your debit card? Go ahead, and here you go. And so it seems like it's getting better. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is really important, the user interface, because you want to onboard the next 5 billion people, but they need to be able to click the buttons and understand what's happening and see that their money is still there after 5 seconds. And so we saw Solana, and in particular Phantom, crush it when it comes to the user interface. However, how very crypto are they that the chain gets turned on and off from time to time? And so, you also see Base.
How do they determine that? Oh, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off for a bit. Who are you?
And those particular people gambling, because only the top 1% or top 5% of users make money on meme coins on Solana. It's not particularly upsetting to them, because they're in it for the casino. They're not in it for the tech. But I hope that the user interfaces start to get adopted by the more serious tech like Ethereum and wherever else. For example, something I saw in this past weekend is that that Pulsechain actually launched their own fork of pump.fun called pump.tires, right? Because you pump up your tires, and that's an expression of giving somebody props in a sarcastic way, is to pump your tires. Anyway, the user interface is way better than anything on Ethereum, but it's not better than Solana. So you're seeing that you're seeing this evolution finally of what the next 5 billion people want, and where the tech is actually settling things on chain. It's not lying to you about whether a transaction went through or not. Stuff isn't getting dropped as much. So those are all important things for the user interface, so we can onboard more people.
Good on you, Matty Allen. I salute you, sir. Or what would be a cowboy way of saying I have respect for you? Whatever that might be. So, yeah, pump tires. A big tweet here from Richard Hart about pump tires. I mean, this is another tweet that I should have shared out earlier as well. We'll get into this one in. This should have been at the start. The Trump family buys $175 million worth of Ethereum. Then Eric Trump shills it on X. So he's basically saying, like, I'm telling you now that buy Ethereum, thank me later. So yeah, this is again more bullish sentiment from yesterday where I was talking about is it over, and I didn't believe that it was over. The data was not there. It was just my feelings that I was reflecting on. It's very. I think people get really confused because we're really like attached to our feelings, but they're just things that happen in you. You can just separate yourself from them and observe it. And I can just go, all right, well, I'm having this feeling, and let's be objective about it. It's very different than actually being in it. So okay, pump tires. So the code, pump tires code, brings adoption. Man, Richard, he's really. This is why I'm really like getting more and more bullish on this dump fires. Pump tires so bad it sucks. I don't get what Matty Allen was saying. Like even yesterday when I was saying it sucks, I'm not talking about like pump tires as the concept. It's great. Just the marketing. I'm like, pump tires? What? I don't get it. Dump fires would have been so great. It's like the opposite, right? But it's also because we're burning liquidity. Dump fires. It's like, hey, Dickie, hire me as your marketing manager. Anyway, dump tires code brings adoption, ease of use, fresh eyes, and excitement to a superior ecosystem, leading people to PulseX and Pulsechain. If you prefer people launch their coins with native liquidity instead of stablecoin liquidity, enticing them to buy native coins like Ethereum or Pulsechain instead of stablecoins, then it's handy for them to have an easy site like pump.tires to be able to do so. If you prefer celebrities or communities launch their coins on your chain and buy your native instead of someone else's chain and their native coins, it's real handy to have code templates like the pump tires code to be able to do so. Do you prefer the next massive coin launch on the chain you love or somewhere else? It's almost like he's telling us, like, settle the F down. This is what the market wants. We also want people coming to our blockchain. Let's be grateful. Let's be grateful. So people should appreciate the hard work of others provided to them for free. Well done, pump tires, dudes. I definitely appreciate whoever has put this together. I most definitely appreciate it. That's why yesterday I came out with the video of blessing or curse, and of course it's blessing because we always err on the optimistic side. We're always gonna try and be glass half full people on this particular channel. So yeah, pump tires. So okay, I wanted to address this question from Keys Bar. So Keys Bar, don't you think the DAI created 2 days ago is a bit difficult to not see it being rugged soon? Honestly, this is what makes it very, very interesting because yeah, it could get rugged at any time. It really could. That's the thing. So yeah, who knows? It absolutely certainly could. This is very interesting to me that I was under the impression that Richard Hart had like 80% of the supply of these tokens, but it doesn't look like it here. It looks like I'm pretty sure. Like I'm going to share, unless this is where I'm. Yeah, I mean I'm a bit noob sometimes with this stuff, but I'm maybe this D718. I don't know if this is Almighty's wallet, because Almighty was pretty much like got all of these when okay, so have a look at this. Wrap this around your head. This is why I also wanted to share Almighty's coin at the end. Wrap this around your head. All these tokens at the minute, this is 897 pulse. So you're selling one for 897 pulse. He bought all of these when it was one for one token for one pulse. He bought tons of these when they were like less than double digits, and he wants to be like the meme coin goat on the blockchain. So yeah, he's basically got like a lot of supply in a lot of these tokens. So I don't know if that's his wallet. I'm speculating that might be his wallet, because obviously the Richard Hart wallet is DC0C. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know. So, but in any case, yeah, they could. They certainly could. So my speculation is that if Richard Hart or whoever launched these has big control over these, they will be interested if the objective is to bring more liquidity onto the chain to get this number to keep going up and to the right. This is what we want. Then you would want this to run at least 1 to 4 weeks, at least. So originally I thought, well, this is probably going to get rugged very soon, but not until we start seeing some inflows. So once we start seeing more inflows, and if this proves after a week that we actually have had a net positive of, say, I don't know, a few million onto the chain in bridged assets, and then after 2 weeks, like double digits of millions, and then 3 weeks, more and more millions, like would you want to rug it, or would you want to keep the party going? And how long would you want to keep the party going for? So my way of playing these is they're very volatile. They could rug at any minute. This is a very good question. So really just play it safe. Don't be greedy. Get your initials out and just ride it. Ride the wave. And because these are all supposedly Richard Hart's tokens, I would expect that these will probably run for a very, very, very long time, because why would Richard Hart not want to boast about, I mean, he's already boasted a lot about most. Why would he not want to continue to boast the most about most? Why would he not want to do that? So if we have a bull market that goes for another 3 to 6 months, he's going to want to see this continuing to pump. And as a matter of fact, let's also have a look at, I just want to have a look at that. Let's just see where this lies with the token holders. So we got most here. So let's bring most over to here. I just want to see, so Control V, so 5cc. Most wanted, I just want to see basically 2,300 holders. So this has a billion. Why is people saying 23 billion versus a billion? 1 billion versus 23 billion supply. So D718. Okay, so maybe D718 is the... What the hell is D718 then? What is that wallet? That's... You know, like... That's where this stuff is a risk, right? You need to figure, you kind of need to figure this out, but at the same time, like, do you want to sit there and figure it out, or do you want to just buy it and chase? By the time you figure out what the hell this D78 wallet is, you just like, you know, this, it's already running. It's already running. So, you know, normally I'm try to be as thorough as I can. You know, I'm a Tropa ecosystem nerd, and it's all like a lot of it is blockchain observation, but you know, this meme stuff is blockchain observation. Honestly, doesn't serve you well sometimes. Yeah, you still want to see like the holders supply, who holds the most, how easily can it get rugged. Basically what I'm trying to understand is this D718, is that associated with the wallet that creates it, or is that just someone who has a ton of supply? Because that's a substantial amount of supply, say for most. That's a hell of a lot of supply for most. That's really, really, really a lot. Really a lot. I mean, this could be just people sending tokens to this wallet address as well. So X, most what, I mean, this could be, I mean, it could also just, gosh damn it. Because yeah, my understanding was that the launcher of those tokens still owned like a majority of the supply. So now which one are we looking at here? So now we're looking at, we're just going to investigate pump. I thought this was pump. It is. Okay, I have to click on this one. Unnamed token. So 1 billion supply. So what's this 1 billion versus 23 billion? I haven't checked all the supplies for all of them. So, but yeah, I think there are some with 23 billion supply. And let's have a look at this one. Yeah. So D718. So perhaps this D7. All right. So perhaps this D718. Maybe it is this. this wallet. I don't know why 36DC0C. I don't know why that. And then, yeah, I'm not too sure why. But the reason why it's triggering my mind is because I know I saw in Almighty's, which I want to go through later, D718, and I just assumed that was Almighty's, but I'm probably going to expect that EA8 is Almighty's wallet, EA8. So EA8, if he's, I mean, he's probably sold a lot into these, so EA8. Hey, that's Maria Rahel's wallet. 2501. 5 million supply. Interesting. That's pretty interesting. This is for most wanted. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, yeah, I'm not going to go too much into this because this is kind of like, I don't know. It gets kind of boring looking at this stuff too sometimes. We're talking about memes and shit. It's like no one wants to look at this with memes. Just like, oh, when's it going to pump? So, yeah, that's my thesis around this keys bars. Yes, it can rug at any time. But if I'm looking at the supply and there's someone who owns a huge chunk of these supply, this is why these are, I'm more bullish on these. So these, for me, are the most bullish. The first three, the most wanted. Basically, I would be looking at these to be buying the ones with huge supply, but also it can go both ways. It can go both ways. That on the one hand, they're the most riskiest because somebody owns so much of the supply that they can just dump the absolute crap out of it. On the other hand, they're the most tweeted about by Richard Hart. And then on a third hand, if I had a third hand, if that is actually him that has it and is tweeting about it the most and he owns the most supply, it also protects the price the most. So it can also have the most longevity. So that's how I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about these as they'll get carried to the end of the bull market. That's how I'm thinking about these particular ones. But at any minute, they could all rug as well. So if you're in them, don't stay in them for too long. Try and find the narratives. Like even this one, yeah, Bitcoin. Why not? Why not? Like all of these, Ethereum, Doge, whatever. If the prices can end up flipping the actual versions, that's pretty cool. So what's popping, bro? What's happened to Teddy? Yeah, Teddy, all the liquidity's flowing out. But for me, again, like it'll come back. It'll all come back. This is what Pulsechain is at the moment. It rotates from here and then it will rotate back. And so what I really like about this as well is it's giving a new avenue for liquidity flows. So keeping an eye on the ratio. So that's why now I'm showing, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this DAI on Pulsechain. So the meme DAI, how are we going to distinguish this easily? Because it's already a tongue twister with all the DAIs. It's too much. So if we call this meme DAI and then we have pDAI and then we have eDAI, for me, that makes it nice and easy. So this is meme DAI, the 1320. So meme DAI is outpacing. But the fact that there's all this volume, like there's a lot of volume that's flowing between the two, that's very interesting to me. That's very interesting to me. So perhaps as this pumps, it'll flow back into pDAI and cycle into it. So yeah, very, very interesting. LP is the way. LP is the way, diversify. It's the way if you don't want to stare at charts. What's going on, Mark? My pleasure, Fatina. It's available now. Not sure if he made it. Ink. So there is a meme ink. So yeah, look, yeah, like I showed before, there's over 3,300. So for me, I just want to simplify it. I tried to look at everything and dabble in this and that. It's too much. So I wanted to simplify it, and I'm just going to keep a very simple strategy. What's going on, Matt in Bali? When sudden wealth, bro? My pets' foods are getting expensive, bro. Everything's getting expensive everywhere, man. Like Australia, you go and buy 3 things from the shop and it costs you like $30. Oh, appreciate that, Puffy. Sacrifice the pets. Rough. Bought some Adder in pump tires just for fun. Yeah, so also be very careful with all this, right? So for me, I want to make sure that it's from this wallet because already there's going to be like, I mean, even if you look here, pump. You know, people are going to make shit that's going to throw you off. So, yeah, pump dump, pump tires official. Pumpy. There's 8 pages already with just pump. So yeah, finding making sure you have the right one. That's also why I want to simplify it. So meme DAI. Yes, that's nice and easy. Stephen, that DAI is made by someone that made the coin February 2nd. Why would that DAI peg instead of pDAI? I don't think it will. I don't think it will, Keys Bars. I mean, I think it can get to $1 first just for the meme factor, but it has no mechanism to actually stay there, unlike the pDAI, which I explained before. So Trump on pump tires will melt faces. They're created by the same wallet as most. Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, look at it now. Look at it now. Where was Trump? So Trump is flying at the minute, and so you look at these ratios to Pulsechain. That's the real value. So this, holy shit, most is just, boy, just this was what 3,000 before. Now it's gone up to 4,000. So most is killing it. Most is absolutely killing it. So yeah, most was the one to get into, because that's the one that Richard Hart is really shilling the most as well. So, and it seems as though he owns the majority of that supply. So I'm dead right. I'm trying to die over here. Stephen, the creator of this new DAI had used this wallet for creating it. Check it. So 82 AC. So okay, so where was our DAI from before? So we had this here. So it was, so what are you saying? 828C. Yeah, this one here. So what I want to double check, I wonder actually 828C. And let me have a look here, because so now this is almighty 828C. So yeah, that is actually the contract that you're interacting with to launch the token. So yeah, the 828C is not actually a specific wallet, it's a contract. So that would be associated with pump tires. I think Decentralized Me will be able to answer that question. So do you think that the Richard Hart tweet made last week about the P copies, he meant something? Linda, I mean, it means that he loves everything about this blockchain. To me, that's what it looks like to me. So he is now talking about these pump tires because this is what the market wants. It seems to be bringing liquidity onto the chain, volume onto the chain. So this is good. Actually, this data is this inflows. So this is volume into the, well, this is liquidity into the chain. So yeah, like this is what he would want. So for me, all that meant was that, I mean, we kind of always overanalyze Richard's tweets, but it's very simple for me. Like all of Richard's tweets are really just bullish for Pulsechain. It's not like he's siding with any particular thing. He just wants this whole blockchain to succeed. So, you know, he's spoken about liquid loans before, Internet Money Wallet IO. Yeah, just good things on the blockchain. If Richard Hart adds enough liquidity between fake pDAI, and eDAI to hold a 1-to-1-to-1, it's going to get interesting. Does he have enough of each token? Mitchell Colner. Yeah, good question. I mean, I suppose I'm speculating based on the holdings that the 718 is the actual wallet. That 718 is the wallet, not the 828C. So this 718 owns 8.29% of the supply of this particular token. So yeah. It doesn't seem like there's enough supply to be able to do that for this particular one, but yeah, I guess we just have to kind of see how it plays out. Look, I'm treating it like a meme DAI. Like I still treat pDAI as like a utility. It's a meme, but it also has utility because it has the potential to be able to peg through the PMaker contract. This meme DAI does not. This meme pDAI does not. So what's going on, DJ Paulie Wood? I don't think I've ever seen you in here, man. Nice to see you in here. Pump tires means to praise, encourage, and support someone. Does it? Lifting up the boys. Okay. Mikey, Almighty can eat a dick. So he's not an Almighty fan. Yeah, might not be an Almighty fan. But I mean, Almighty owns a hell of a lot of the supply of these tokens. And what has he started to do? He's basically started bonding. Hey, 369. Nice. Oh, he hasn't. He's not as much as I thought he'd done. So, but he's done a hell of a lot of liquidity with most. So yeah, I think most. I mean, look at that, 93K in liquidity. So I think that was the one that he bought at like 1-to-1. He's got 85K in Pulsechain. He's got a ton of pump. His Baby X, Fupa, Mike. So he's got his memes. So he owns a lot of supply. So I mean, I'm looking at this as he's going to pump this token and he's going to want it to be like the best, one of the best. And he now controls a lot of the supply of those Richard Hart tokens where he can actually make this happen. But he could also rug it. So yeah, proceed with warning. So I thought the I was like, I didn't want to say it, but yeah, that the Greek surname was, yeah. I was just about to ask, has Maria said anything about pump tires? Not to my knowledge. I haven't seen any. So Papa Shred, most is just gone crazy, like literally crazy. So drop everything and trade most. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the one, really, to be perfectly honest. But I mean, the ones that he's launched, these are his first three, and they have the most in them. So yeah, what market cap? 215 million market cap, 52 million market cap, 10 million market cap. And this is where the actual, I mean, these are really great lessons because all the tokens are launched with a particular supply. So how much is total liquid now for all those tokens? So total liquidity for all those tokens, boy. So yeah, what did we have a look at just here? So we had a look at, so this is DAI. Let's have a look at the liquidity for most, just out of curiosity. And let's just do some basic estimates. I'm not going to bring up liquidity webs, the liquidity pools versal.app for all of them. I'm just going to do like an average. So copy most address, and then we'll paste it into here. So if 500,000, so we could probably say for all of these that are less than 100, we could say that the average for these is probably, if that is, the Pulsechain is over 100, 1 to 100, and these are like ranging from 10, 9. So we could probably say maybe average 100K in all of those in liquidity. And then if we say, wow, 2.3 million liquidity. So this is with most. And then so I'm just basically dividing the market cap. So if that's 2.3 million, then this is like a third of it, or well, a quarter of it. So 2.3. Well, let's just have a look at pump as well. Yeah, I guess, I mean, just ballpark figure, it kind of looks like we would have like, 5 to 10 million liquidity in just these. So yeah, as they continue to grow, as the bonding of the tokens in them also continues to grow, this is the beauty of the liquidity web. So the liquidity web concept, Hart's law concept, is being also applied to all of these. I mean, already here, so this is most, what do we got? 63 liquidity pools already. So nice. Eric Wall, get in there, Eric Wall. Any strong ones? Not really. The Fed to Fed, XRP, PLS. So this is the meme PLS, XRP, Almighty. Wow, Almighty. There you go. Ricky, I feel really sorry for Ricky. They had such a good meme, and then this most came and just like took all the shine. So yeah, I feel really sorry for Ricky. What have we got here? 1.2 million in liquidity. So that's interesting. 1.2 million in liquidity, 11 million tokens in liquidity. How many tokens of this? Less tokens in liquidity. Well, that's why then. So this has, they got the same token supply, but this has a lot less in liquidity compared to this. So yeah, this is half the liquidity, but double the token. So yeah, I would estimate between like 5 and 10 million between all the Richard Hart tokens, that there'd be about 5 to 10 million in liquidity, which is pretty good, and that's only going to increase over time. So earlier today, I dumped my entire core coins into Most, sold them at 200 million market cap, and still have a fat. Man, you know what? And I'll tell you what, Jaisu, I feel that these are the things that are going to give it legs. It's just the way the market works. There's going to be people that are going to FOMO into this as their bags. They're going to get squeezed. And they're going to sell the bottoms and buy the tops. It's unfortunate, but it's definitely going to happen. This is just how liquidity, this is how markets work. It's like, I mean, already look at this. Teddy bear keeps dumping down. I'm telling you, I'm seeing like, it's not going to be pretty, but I'm seeing like 80% dips. I never expected that there would be an 80% dip, but now this has changed the whole game. This pump ties has changed the whole game. So I'm expecting 80 to 90% dip. And there'll be holders here who are like, nah, I'm not going to sell. It's going to rotate into my bags eventually. And they're going to hold. And then it's going to keep dropping. And then, oh, nah, it's going to come back. And then it's going to drop that one last time. They're going to go, nah, I can't take it anymore. It's going to drop more. I'm going to swap. And then they're going to swap into pump tires, any pump tires coins. And that's going to be the reversal point. That's when all those people then are they're going to form the top, or some kind of a local top with all of these, and then that's going to flow back into those tokens. That's just how it works. It's energetically as predictable as ice melting in the sun. It's the same. Like humans, we're not that special. We're part of nature. We're as predictable as everything else in nature. So sorry, maybe a challenge. How much? Yeah. So I went through that. So yeah, most is PVE. So I got in within the first few minutes of Most. Oh, bro, got out too early. Now Richard Hart is pumping it and I'm feeling FOMO. Jesus, what to do? Shio. That's always the hardest thing, man. Like that's really tough, bro. I feel really sorry for you. I still feel like, you know, if Richard Hart is going to kiss one on the dick, it's going to be this one. So when we had a look at Most, we're basing it on the assumption that he has 79% of the supply. We're basing it on that assumption. So he's got 78% of pump supply as well. So pump is the better deal, and he's got over 50% of the Trump supply. So I'm basing it on the assumption that this is the wallet that's actually doing those deploying. Does Pump Tires actually show you the wallet that does those deploying? Created. Okay, yeah. So that's the holdings, and then that's the what they created. Does it show you? Address copied. Address copied. Whose address? What address? Let's have a look. See here. Oh, yeah. Nice. Easy. Problem solved. All right, there we go. I mean, it was obvious, right? So that was the 718. So that's the Richard Hart wallet, or the supposed Richard Hart wallet, 718. So there we go. So I'll copy and paste that into the channel, into the chat, if anyone wants to have a look at that. So again, like I said, it's a massive risk to go in anything where somebody owns like more than 10% of the supply. But at the same time, if we believe it's Richard Hart, who's already like a billionaire, magic carpet ride kind of dude, I can see these memes going all the way to the end of the bull market. So Shio, that sucks. That's painful. I would, if it was me, I would just average in. And honestly, I did the same. I did exactly the same. I think I bought it down here. And yeah, that sucks. That sucks. I cheated. And it was such a small position to cheat. It was like a million tokens. Like, why cheat a million tokens? A million Pulsechain? Like, who gives a shit? And I cheated in the same way that I cheated PTGC. I have a tendency of cheating like the fastest running things. It's this weird. The universe is like blesses me in many ways, but also doesn't want to make it too easy. So yeah, even myself, I'm trying to be like mindset, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to keep some liquid tokens in case there's more stuff to buy. So I sold that and I kept the pump instead. But this is the one that ended up running the most. So yeah, I am most certainly regretting that. Just trade most, buy back in if it drops to 170 million market cap. Yeah, keep your eyes on the market cap. So this is a whole new game with these as well. So it's like typically people do trade based on what's it called, the market cap. But people will trade on market cap, on Fibonacci's to like find tops. But I just think that this has the potential to really run at least to the end. I mean, I'm thinking it's going to run all the way to the end of the bull market, so he can say, "Look, I created another token which did a 10 bajillion X." Oh, hey, yeah, I think I got back into it maybe. Don't know what. Can't remember what this line was. Maybe when I started charting it on my chart. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, that's just my speculation on this. So what if the SEC case has already been dismissed? We would have heard about it. We would have heard about it, but all of this stuff to me is just like, this chart is going to like these charts, like it's already done. It's already done. Come on. So what's the market cap at the moment? 212 million market cap. So, you know, maybe if it gets to like 500 million market cap, so you can price it in the price, or you can go to the market cap. I think it's worth also looking at the market cap values. This is something that I was doing on base chain because there was a lot of that actually happened. You know, you would get, well, let's have a look here. So yeah, look at this. So market cap is very important. So here, 100 million market cap, we had a sell. It was getting towards, well, I mean, yeah, 20s kind of, I don't know, is kind of fluctuating around the 50. But yeah, the 100 million market cap's a big sell. Maybe the next big sell is $250 million, then $500 million, and then $1 billion itself. So you could look at it from the market cap perspective. So there's lots of different ways to look at it. Just out of curiosity, what happens if we do a cheeky little fib retrace from here to here? Where's that going to take us? So, wow. Yeah. I mean, it's getting pretty toppy. Well, it's not. I shouldn't even say that. It's not getting toppy. I mean, it looks like it's getting toppy, but again, this is a whole new game. So we got the SEC dismissal. What happens then? What happens if the liquidity is flowing more into the bridge? Then we have all this potential energy. We have all these people that are like, oh, I don't want to start buying meme coins, but now they have to because that's just where all the energy is, and Richard Hart's given them permission. Then the SEC case dismissal comes through. Then the rest of the crypto market is pumping. It's like all the thesis of like my thesis on this channel. It all depends on certain things lining up. So we have to get dismissed. We have to get dismissed. And if we do, like, things are going to get so wild, so wild. Like, for me, it's very difficult not to be optimistic and positive about what's happening here. So what I meant with the tweet on the P copies that Richard Hart wrote last week was, when he wrote it, looks like people love these tokens. Is it ETH bros or new guys? It would probably be a mixture of both. And as those P copies continue to rise, this is the beauty of this as well. Let's say that this is Richard. This is why it's a good idea to keep an eye on these ratios between the PRC copies and these new meme copies, because as the meme DAI rises, then it can dump into the pDAI, the PRC20 copy. So he's created all those copies, meme copies of the PRC20s. So keeping an eye on these ratios, I think, is going to be very important. It's the world's largest free airdrop. He wants to pump those tokens. He wants other people to come into the chain. So for me, it seems like if I was Richard Hart, if I was that wallet and I wanted to see this blockchain succeed, I would definitely be cycling these funds into those tokens. I would 100% be doing that, because I would want to, okay, first of all, we're bringing like waves of intrigue with these tokens. The people who hold those tokens, like, oh, like, you know, what is whatever one of them was, like, oh, like Pepe on Pulsechain just pumped a 10,000x, but then also the PRC20 copy is also pumped a 10,000x. It's pretty goddamn genius, to be perfectly honest. It's pretty goddamn genius, to be perfectly honest, because you're just multiplying the effect of the pump of the same token to hit that same audience. So not only do you have the PRC20 copy now you've got the meme copy, which can pump faster because you dominate the supply. So you can pump it faster than the PRC20 copies, but then you can flow that liquidity into the PRC20 copies to bring those waves of people in. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I've been watching so much Curb while I've been doing this in the background, man. So much Curb. What coin we talking about? Just got here. All of them, bro. So Rich, the link is in the description. So this is the supposed Richard Hart wallet. And so as you can see, I mean, yeah, I've made a list, and I'm just going to keep my eyes on these. So I don't think it's late. I don't like buying green candles. So for me, it's like, okay, wait for a dip and then get in. But, you know, like I really see like a world where these get really pumped. And it just brings attention to the blockchain to pump also the PRC20s. I really foresee that kind of a world. So I don't think pDAI's bottomed. I think there's going to be more people jeeting into these tokens, especially if you look at this ratio. This ratio is going to tell the story. If this continues to rise, if this meme DAI, so basically this ratio is meme DAI with pDAI. So if meme DAI continues to rise in value to pDAI, then people are going to jeet. They're going to jeet. Just like what I explained before. Like people are they're going to it, but it's not going to take much. It's literally just it's all just like percentages. It's all percentages. So all the smart people, this is like, you know, the Moon King's buying here. This is when the Moon King, the people that are watching the memes, the ones who are like the degens, they're the ones that are buying here. These guys are the early birds. They're buying here. And then this sort of stuff is like, okay, Richard Hart's given us permission. Let's start doing it now. It's okay. But there's still going to be sectors of the maxis who are really like in like complete disbelief that Richard Hart's now doing this. But as the values continue to rise and their core tokens aren't, they're going to feel that sting of missing out on those gains. So slowly but surely, the balance is going to tip. The balance is going to continue to tip. And then it's going to be those last wave of jeets. And then as those last wave of jeets comes through, then the pendulum's going to swing the other way. So I don't think pDAI's bottomed. I don't think it's actually bottomed. I don't feel that there's enough euphoria around this stuff yet. I think the euphoria is going to, I think this will go for a good few weeks, honestly speaking. Could be completely wrong. It all could get rugs by tomorrow, but I think we've got a good few weeks, particularly if we see a continued inflow, a positive inflow onto the blockchain. And I think that's what would be one of the main goals with this, right? So what is going on with the Tropa ecosystem? BFF below 6K. Yeah, people are dumping now. People are jeeting. We're all jeets. This is how it goes. This is how it goes. I mean, even myself, like I've only swapped Pulsechain, but I'm looking at it going, do I want to sell some of my Tropa tokens for this stuff? I don't really want to, but if they keep dropping, it's going to be pretty hard not to. And if I'm expecting that they're going to drop another, like, 50%, then it probably makes sense to do it sooner rather than later. So the liquidity, yeah, wow, that's a lot in 12 hours. So exactly. So yeah, Papa Shred, I was showing at the start that over the last 4 days, we've had a net inflow of 664K onto Pulsechain through the bridge. And there goes pump. So, oh, nice. So, okay, I'm going to wrap everything up. Wow, lots of comments. Okay, so I'm going to go through these comments as I wrap things up. So, yeah, for me, look, I know people don't like Almighty, but the fact that he owns a shitload of the supply and he wants to be renowned on this blockchain. So he could rug it. He could pump it. My feel is you just go with what you think, but there's a lot of potential there. So everybody wants to be the king. Hey, Stylo, what's going on, man? I don't know if Stylo's still in here. So yeah, this is great. We got these kinds of boys who love all this sort of stuff. So Stylo was putting out a group, a Cabal group. I don't see this dying anytime soon. Put it that way. I've just FOMO'd in, got my initials out, and most is now my number 2 positions, rotating half my most into Teddy BFF. Could be a play. Yeah, it could be a play. I still really honestly feel like the pendulum we're kind of like halfway through the pendulum. It's going to take time, but yeah. It's almost like the best way is just doing it bit by bit. It's not just like I'm going to wait for the ultimate top and the ultimate bottom, and then I'm going to rotate. Just if you're in profit, and this is down, then rotate a little bit of this into this as this is going down, and then just keep doing that instead of trying to pick the ultimate top and the ultimate bottom. It's just too hard. So nice, man. Most has been free money for 3 days. Let's see how long the euphoria lasts. I mean, I think there's going to be a massive dump. There's going to be like a gigantic dump, but I reckon all this stuff could run for a good few weeks. So yeah, let's just see how this goes. Kiss it on the dick. Most will be the top meme coin. Yeah, that's the one that he's pumping the most, and it's about him, right? So it's a meme coin created by Richard Hart about Richard Hart. So, and if he gets dismissed by the SEC, it's really just like, oh gosh, it's gonna be the one. It's gonna be the one. It's gonna be the one. So we must spread the message on crypto Twitter. Literally just post a screenshot of the chart as a reply tweet talking to, okay, nice, man. Exactly. That's the way to do it. Take your initials out and just let it ride. If I don't jeet a round trip, if I jeet, it 100x's. Oh, man. Yeah, Rich. It happens, bro. It happens. So I guess you really have to reflect. Okay, why am I jeeting? How am I feeling when I get to this point of jeeting, and why did I jeet? So when I was talking about jeeting on PTGC and jeeting on most, I don't jeet on all of them. I'll jeet on some of them. Why did I jeet that? So I jeeted most because I had positions in other things, and it's like, okay, well, I want to secure some profits, and I don't know where this is going to go, so I'm just going to take some out. So then if something else comes along, I'll put it into that. So that's why I did it. So I reflected on it. PTGC, there was a different scenario. It was because I was still too attached to my core tickers. I was so attached to those RH core tickers. I didn't want to lose them. That whole anticipation of holding for years. But I haven't done it with all of them, right? So there's plenty that I've bought and they've continued to go up. So I've only jeeted a few, but doing that reflective process, man, it will really help you. So then you can really understand, like, write it out, journal it. Why did I do this? So then you can objectively observe it when it happens next time. So you're not in it. When you're feeling that point of jeeting, really reflect like, oh, I'm feeling that same feeling that I felt before. Should I jeet or should I just wait? So that's not financial advice. That's just advice on self-reflection. Pulsechain is the best, Zachary. I got 369 viewers at the moment. So yes, Pulsechain is the best. 369. Away we go. So it's all good, guys. It's a learning opportunity for everyone. Henry Flores, what's going on with Atropa? Bottom in? No, I don't think so, Henry Flores. I think we got more pain in the Atropa ecosystem. Okay, let's just, what about BFF on Tire? Like, yeah, I mean, look, there's all of those. I saw, I've seen Atropa on there, Teddy Bear. So, the current king, Teddy Bear. There you go. Wow. There you go. So, yeah, these are they're probably gonna pump too. Probably the biggest, maybe that's the next wave. Like, you know, we've got this wave, and it's almost like this is the strongest wave. What are the waves of pumps that have happened on Pump Fun? you know, there was like, for example, there ended up getting, it got to a point where there's like, you know, racist coins. I'm not saying that we're going to have racist coins, but it wouldn't surprise me, but it would probably just reflect the other things that are happening on there. We're having it here, on the macrocosm, we're having it in our own little microcosm. So if you were really into the pump fund stuff and you knew like, okay, there was this kind of first wave of these kinds of tokens, and then it was like this, and then it was like Chinese meme coins, and then it was Elon Musk coins, might happen the same here. I don't know. So, hey, that's interesting. Earthling, I like that idea. Yeah, ratios. I like that idea. Cheeky little idea. You cheeky little dog, Earthlings. Let's have a look at this. You cheeky little dog. All right, let's have a look-see. Let's have a look-see. So we're going to do the ratio between pump and most. The most pumped is going to be, I mean, most want, like, if I was Richard Hart, I would want to pump the meme that's about me the most. That's what I would do, right? That's what I would do. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you want to do it as well? You know, for a man who's in it for the glory, who's got the whole world after him, this is just another big FU of like, I just created another magic carpet ride. FU to the rest of the crypto market. Like, well, not FU, more like, you know, what more do you guys want? What more do I need to do to be a good player? So, nice. Good. It's good to see. It's good to see 9mm rocking it. So this is the, well, I mean, it's not the Tangang DEX, but it's like the Tangang adopted DEX. It's a very, 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 very nice DEX to be perfect. Let's have a look at this. Pump and most. And look, this is going to be problematic as well. I expect probably Richard Hart will come out and do something like this as well. Like all these ideas that people have created, I think Richard Hart will come out and do these eventually as well. Or at least ones that he's going to want to promote. So let's have a look at the ratio here. That's a great call. See, that... Earthling, I like the cut of your jib. I like the cut of your jib, good sir. That could be a very, very, very interesting ratio to analyze, and potentially a very, very interesting ratio to trade within. That could be very, 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 very interesting. I mean, even to be a liquidity provider within. That's pretty good. 100% swing, so you could just keep doubling your bags, doubling your bags. So this could be a good opportunity to swap some most into pump. All right, we gotta look a little bit closer into this. Let's have a look at the timings here. So this is, all right. Let's have a look at some alpha here. Let's go into some more alpha. Oh, did I already open them up? Oh, that's pump. Too many bloody windows. I'm gonna start closing some of these now. So I've shared with some of those. What do we got here? Mr. Stylo, bearish Somi at 23%. Stylo's another dude I wouldn't be fading. I wouldn't be fading Stylo. I wouldn't be fading Stylo. So yeah, I mean, you know, like even Almighty, it doesn't matter if, like, I mean, to me, I just like everyone. So I love Stylo's tweets. I love his orange suit. I love, like, he makes me laugh all the time. So, and he's like a massive whale in a lot of Pulsechain. So you wouldn't want to fade him if he's making tokens. Like, you probably want to go. You probably want to be going where he's going. Put it that way. So there's another one for folks to look into there. So Somi bearish, you know, and he does a lot of funny stuff. You know, these guys will do the funny stuff, and the funny stuff pumps. It can pump. So it's really, really cool to see like the creativity that's happening on the blockchain already. So I'm just closing some of these up so we can get a little bit more possibly free space, memory or whatever. But still, just gotta buy a new computer. So bad. Because what I want to have a look at now, I mean, I feel like it's possibly going to be. I just want to see if what's pump is the majority of, if it's really just the cycle, like the cycle of liquidity flowing from most and pump. So we got pump here. Please get better. Oh, I'm going to close this. My cheeky little Richard Hart giving the people what he wants. I don't think I got any likes for that tweet. I thought it was a cute little meme. All right, so we got pump and most. Ugh, let's close one of these. Pump and most. Then do we actually have just most? We have just most. So we'll put this on. Let's put this on the hourly. We'll put them all on the hourly. Then what I'm going to do. So we got pump here. Come on. So pump. We have most. So while most is here at least. So we got the hourly. Let's do our bar candle stuff. I'm going to stay for another 10 or so minutes. Bar candles. All right, so this is most. What's the time? 2nd of, well, we did the 2nd of February, 12 o'clock. It doesn't go that far. So, but let's just have a look. So we'll put most at the top. Go to the hourly. What do we have? 2nd of February, 10 o'clock. We'll do it at exactly the same. So 12 at 12. Where was the bars? Because if we identify here a pattern where, if we identify a pattern here where I don't want it to be like that high-low bar. I want it to actually just show, no, not high-low. High-low is okay, I guess. I want to be able to actually see the dumps. I want to see the drops. Maybe line would be better. Open close. Yeah, that's better. That's better. That shows the up and down, the ebbs and flows. Okay. All right. So, and then also here, open close. Open close. Wow, it's not, damn it. I mean, it should be more, yeah, what I should have done. So this was a dumb idea. Let me do this again. Sorry. So 3rd of February at 6 o'clock. 1 hour chart. 3rd of February at, was it, God damn it. Which 6 o'clock was it? Okay, 6 a.m. 3rd of February, 6 a.m. Just to make it nice and easy. Let's get rid of these. Well, actually, well, no, it's not going to show anything. Ah, but this is the 9mm. So I wonder if the V2 Pulsex was launched first. I wonder which one is older. Because that would be also something to look at. So, I mean, yeah, obviously, as this is pumping up, you can see the ratio is shifting towards most. And then, what did we say? This 3rd at 6 a.m. Here we go. Here we go. yeah, it's not really saying a whole lot. I was kind of hoping to see maybe, I mean, let's look a little bit closer, but I was kind of hoping to see maybe if we could see like, pump has really dumped, or like most is really dumped, and then so most went down. I mean, they're basically moving at the same rate here. They're pretty much kind of moving at the same rate. So it's not really telling us a great deal. It's not telling us a great deal. But at the same time, so we'll put most at the top. At the same time, most definitely has a lot more attention because, well, yeah, it's not really saying a lot. It's not saying a lot. I guess here, the only thing it's really saying is here, it's pretty clear that there was probably some of this dumping went into pumping most. So that says something. And we've got these sideways happening here, which is that volume flowing towards most. So yeah, most has definitely got all the attention, but it could end up reversing. So this is a pretty interesting ratio. This is a pretty interesting ratio. And you're having a look at this candle here that's just essentially going parabolic. Might be a good time to rotate some most into pump. I don't know. So yeah, definitely having a look at all the ratios between the memes and the PRC20s, I think is very, very, very good idea. I think most will reach 5 to 7 billion market cap beyond the matrix. I could see that, bro. I could definitely see that. I could see that happening. So what is it at the moment? Yeah, like $250 million already within like what, 4 days. So I could see something like that happening by the end of the bull market. People trading most will boost our on-chain volume. We might even be ranked 4 or 3 today. This is only good. Let's have a look. Let's actually have a look. Let's have a quick look. I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure third is like in the billions, and we're not in the billions yet. But let's have a look. Dumb fires. Dumb fires or dump fires. Kaiser, what's going on, bro? I haven't seen you tweeting for a while. Maybe you've been taking a rest from social media. So we've dropped, actually. So Sui's gone back up. Interesting. Screw you, Sui. How much 24-hour volume have they done? 285 million. What have we done? 115 million. Okay, so we actually slowed down from yesterday, actually. So there was, I think it was when I was doing it yesterday, it was like $500 million, I think, from memory. I can't remember. I'd have to go back to yesterday's stream. Zymus. So yeah, that's the meme DAI, the supposed Richard Hart wallet one. So yeah, meme DAI now versus pDAI. This is going to be a narrative. So I think it's just a way of bringing more eyeballs to the chain. You know, you've got this meme DAI that potentially, oh look, my meme DAI has done 5,000x in 3 weeks. The pDAI, which is the forked copy, has done thousands and thousands of X's since the launch of the blockchain. Have you got free copies over here? So it's like a double. We've got like the meme that's doing it, which can just bring people for the sake of the meme. And then we've got the actual PRC20, which is also attracting people who might have those copies to come over. But it can attract them in the first instance and the second instance. That's the beauty of it. So you're like compounding the marketing. It's very clever. It's very, very clever. So yeah, very, very clever. Hey, SJ York got pumped early. Stephen, you got pumped early. Took 25% of my profits to get a bag of most, and out of my most has now eclipsed the rest. Damn, brother. Nice one, man. Yes. Good on you, Kaiser. Thank you very much. Smash the like. You guys are smashing the comments in here. Wow, there's tons of comments. So this is really... Is it not diluting? I mean, it is and it isn't. It is. That's exactly what it's doing. It's diluting. So as you continue to so even, if you look at this, this ratio now, just adding liquidity between these two tokens is creating extra liquidity out of thin air. So yes, it is diluting, but it's okay because it's numbers. Like, it's just numbers that's going to attract real liquidity into the chain. So it's okay. Market timing wise, I find it very interesting. We expected to hit SEC case update last Wednesday. If we had coupled with the mass drop this last few days, it would have sucked. Yeah, we've really, this has really helped us move away from that. So even though a lot of things have dumped, we've had a lot of things that have also pumped. So yeah, it's very, very good timing. Notorious, what is going on with G-Baby? Dropping too much. All the Atropa stuff's dropping, bro. So everything's dropping. Why? Because of this. Hey! All right, just quickly. So PWBTC will get killed too. I don't think they're going to get killed. That's not what I'm saying, man. So Beyond the Matrix. I don't ghost anyone's comments, bro. I don't know what happened. Maybe you said something that maybe YouTube didn't like, but no, I never ghost anyone's comments. I think most will reach a 5 to 7 billion market cap. I don't know if you said anything else. But yeah, man, my apologies. I don't know what to say about that. So Mr. MGC, the Cabal King. What's going on, good sir? Do you believe Almighty is fine? He ain't rugging. I think so too, man. That's my. I mean, based on what he's told me, he's also in it for the glory. He's in it for the glory. That's all I'll say. So he's killing the price of pDAI. I mean, it is and it isn't. It's like with a small percentage of the liquidity, with a small drop of that token, you've now created this liquidity bubble in this new token that's pumped how many X's in just 4 days. It's bringing attention, and then you can just flow that liquidity back into DAI. So yeah, I closed that ratio now, but yeah, it can end up just flowing back in. So I don't see. Otherwise, I'll stab him. Yeah, he'll have a lot of people coming after him. So 58K. What? On pDAI just now. Nice. There you go. So this is what's gonna happen. This is people like taking bunta profits and rotating. So I noticed before when ETH and BTC woke up a little, all the top memes started selling. I think if the cores pump, the new memes will then start flowing into the cores and pDAI, PWBTC, Fed, etc. Yeah, exactly. This is really my thesis. Is the liquidity is just going to keep flowing around. So. I think I'll move my most profits into affection since it seems to be undervalued to real pDAI. I mean, there's so many opportunities on Pulsechain. There's so many opportunities. So yeah, you could have a look at the ratio between pDAI and affection. You could have a look at the ratio between meme DAI and pDAI. You can have a look at, I mean, there was that. I also showed there was a teddy bear ratio, the teddy bear and DAI ratio. Is it up here anymore? Is this? Oh, this is Pulsechain. So yeah, look at this. So this is teddy bear and meme DAI. That's insane. That's insane. So if you've got some of that and you love teddy bear, you can flow those profits into teddy bear. And this is the beauty of this chain. The liquidity web just keeps growing and growing and growing. So we're the GOAT chain. We're the GOAT chain. We are the GOAT chain because of everything that's going on this blockchain. By the end of it, we're going to flip Solana. Moon King was the first one to say it, and I dug into his thinking behind it, and I'm like, I think he's onto it. I think we are. I think we will. Stay focused, everyone. Put a little in. Take profit. Good on you, Steve-O. What's going on, Cookie? Hitler coin. So yeah, we got Hitler coin. We're going to get the racist coin soon too, no doubt. So most is flying, absolutely flying. So exactly. What's going on, Conspiracy Crypto? How funny is it to see all the Hex Maxis capitulating into meme mania? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I just want everyone to win. Put it that way. I just want everyone to win. So my Atropa bags down tremendously. Yeah. It's painful out there. It's painful out there. Looks like they're moving up together on my charts. Yes, they are, exactly. So there wasn't really any like clear signals of when this dumps. That's why I wanted to put these together like this as well. I want to see like, oh, okay, if this is dumping, then am I going to see this one start pumping? So then I can maybe like front run. And if you see a consistent pattern, so like, okay, everyone's going to buy most, but some of these other ones might end up pumping, like, Cardano, this one just had a drop. If our XRP can end up being valued more than the real XRP, it's pretty good marketing. We've also got the wrapped XRP on Pulsechain, so 0.0003. I don't know. It's just fun to play. Then I saw most at like 20 million. Massive buying opportunities on the P stables. Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. So when there's just a continuous everything is having its time, but everything is getting ratcheted up. So one of my very first hypotheses with the Atropa ecosystem was it was pumping Pulsechain. So Pulsechain would go up, Atropa would go down, and then Atropa would go up more, and then Pulsechain would go down, then Pulsechain would go up more, and then Atropa would go down, and they would ratchet each other up. That ratcheting effect has stopped because now they're like really moving like in sync. But this ratcheting effect with, say, the Atropa ecosystem and all of these things, I think that's going to happen. With the PRC20s, that's going to happen. These will all continue to pump, but they'll all ratchet up the PRC20s. They'll all ratchet up the Atropa tokens. With all this liquidity that's being invented and liquidity providers providing liquidity, I think it's just going to continue to ratchet all of it up. It's not going to be like, especially these, in my opinion, they're not just going to like, I don't think that they're going to like seriously die. I think that there might be some that die, but most is the safest in my opinion. So, and I kind of wish I looked a little bit more because I have the least of that out of all the ones that I bought, and it's the one that I really should have the most in. So nice, guys. It's hard to stay away when you get these pumps. So there you go. Grumpy Schnauzer, just liquidity rotation. So I'm predicting another 40 to 50% drop in all the Atropa ecosystem stuff. So is adding liquidity most Pulse a good move? I think it's a decent move. I mean, let's have a look. Let's just out of curiosity. Holy shit. Wow. When you have the proportion of liquidity to volume like that, that's the volume is 10 times, like almost 10 times the liquidity. But let's just very quickly have a look at, so you can just see how to do this in case you've never done this before. If you want to investigate, the fact that it has 1.8 million in liquidity means you're not going to get a big slice of the pie, but it's probably still okay to dabble. So this is loading up. So this will be the last. So Sharknado, Clintrons, what do we got here? G'day, Mr. Steven and crew. We'll have to catch up on this one with the replay gang. Good on you, Clintrons. So this is going to be the last comment that I address, because now the XUSD epoch will about to be beginning. So I want to take advantage of those rewards. So V2, let's copy and paste this here. So yeah, I've just gone to info, V2. So now I'm looking at the liquidity pools. Wow. Look at this volume, 24-hour volume. Wow. Yeah, the gas is just dirty. It's dirty. Come on. It's not liking it. It always does this when I'm streaming. Anyway, you could have a look at this. So just copy the pair address, go here, but I would expect the liquidity pool will be like over 100%. Oh, here we go. Finally. Yeah, 144%. So yes, that is very, very good. But you have to think about the fact that it's already got 1.8 million in liquidity. And so you might put like a few $100s in there. So you're only going to get like 0.001% of that volume. So you're not going to get a lot of that volume, but it is insane amounts of volume. So if you're one of the early LP providers, like if you were someone who had, oh man, like, you know, if you were someone that just came along and bought like a crap load of most, when it was say one to one with Pulsechain, you bought a crap load of that, chucked it in liquidity straight away. People are just buying your tokens and filling up your liquidity pool with Pulsechain. Oh gosh, like you got to be fast on this stuff, man. But if you can get in fast, it's pretty good. So it's a dang shame you play on this ecosystem. It doesn't do anything. Just saying, please tell me. Stu Level. You mean Pulsechain, or you mean Atropa, or you mean this pump tires? You were on the XUSD stream the other day as well. I don't know what you would like me to explain to you, Stu. What ecosystem are you on? And if this channel is a Pulsechain channel, what would you like to be convinced of? I mean, for me, it's like, yeah, I mean, I'd love to convince you to come to Pulsechain, but if you don't like it, then just don't come, bro. Like it's up to you. Like it's really, for me, I'm here because of the opportunity on Pulsechain. It's the most hated blockchain, but with the biggest cult following. We have the most hated founder, but who's also the most benevolent founder, the most misunderstood founder. There's documentaries about us, like world-class created documentaries. We have a looming SEC case that's going to get hopefully dismissed. So there's all this potential energy. It doesn't solve anything. Please, I can't convince you, man. I can't convince you. Nothing. What solves anything? What are we here to solve? Like, we're here for number go up and true DeFi. This whole blockchain, more than any other blockchain, has through the Atropa ecosystem, truly decentralized finance on this blockchain more than anything else. But aside from that, we are a fork of everything else. We're just like every other blockchain. There's nothing innovative about the blockchain from that perspective. The innovations are the things that are happening on the blockchain that are improvements on everything. So the pump tires is an improvement on the pump fund. The Atropa ecosystem, there's nothing that even comes close to it. There's a lot of things that are just improvements on pre-existing stuff. So yeah, I mean, if you're in other stuff, like why would you be in other stuff and why wouldn't you be in this? It's really the answer is just that simple. There's nothing here that it's like, you're asking, what does it solve? What does it solve? What does cryptocurrency solve? What does Ethereum solve? What does Bitcoin solve? Nothing. Bad energy. Can number go up? Come on, man. Yeah, a copy. By the way, thanks, Jesu. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's got any answers for this. I don't feel that's bad energy. I feel like that's very honest energy. ETH solves nothing. Well, there you go. Exactly. ETH solves nothing. What does cryptocurrency solve? It doesn't solve anything. Solana doesn't solve anything. Cardano doesn't solve anything. Bitcoin doesn't solve anything. Yep, there you go. There's your answer, Stu. So this is just another one of those things. So yeah, it doesn't solve anything. It hasn't solved anything at the minute, really. If it has solved anything, if it does prove to solve anything, the Atropa ecosystem may prove to solve some of the woes of the financial system. It may prove that. So, yeah. But really, crypto doesn't solve anything, really. So, yeah. I mean, it's like a simple question, but it's not a simple question at the same time. Pulse, Hex change nothing. Yeah, I mean, I just answered that question, bro. I mean, Hex does, in my opinion. Hex as a certificate of deposit with superior yield, well, it has superior yield. So I don't know. I don't know how to answer these questions. What does it solve? Yeah, I don't know how to answer this. What do you solve, Stu? Yeah. What? I'm curious. What are you in, Stu? And what are you in that you feel solves a problem that you're in? Crypto's hidden meaning, hidden message, if you must know. What are you in, and what do you believe solves stuff? So, like, gold, for example, what does gold solve? Like, the market cap of gold versus its actual use case is like wildly disproportionate. So Amazon, what does that solve? Didn't solve anything. Which one was first, eBay or Amazon? One was just ended up being better. One was an improvement. Doesn't really solve anything. It's just basically a way for people to be able to buy more shit at a faster rate. What does it solve? No, I do not. No, I do not. I do not believe the new financial system is upon us. No. We this. The whole thing has to collapse. The whole thing has to collapse. This financial system is just a derivative of capitalism. Capitalism has reached its limits. So cryptocurrency is basically compounding the problems of capitalism. So no, I think it doesn't solve anything, actually, and I've made that pretty clear on a lot of my streams. I'm of the opinion of make hay while the sun shines. Maybe this goes for another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I don't know, before whatever this epic collapse is going to be. And then out of the ashes of that, there will be elements of what cryptocurrency is presenting to the world. That's what I believe. But I don't think anything now is like, oh, the new financial system, Bitcoin's going to be like the world reserve currency. I don't believe any of that. I don't think any of that. So, yeah, I mean, well, this is it. Yeah, it'll pay for my mortgage, solves me a big problem. There you go. That's one use case, basically, of just things just pumping a lot. So pump is pumping, nice. Meme coin super cycle, utility isn't the narrative of this cycle. Yeah, Stu's not into crypto at all, by the sounds of things. But what are you into, Stu? I'm very curious. I'm very curious. What you're into, Stu, that for you is something that solves. Like, if you're someone that invests in things, what do you invest in? Because I'm actually genuinely curious, particularly because you ask these questions which are simple but difficult to answer. So what else we got here? Playing the game of crypto might make it so I can afford to live in the future. If you're not interested, have fun with your fiat. Yeah, okay, but what? Okay, that's fine. Pulse, Hex, they ain't it. But what is it for you? I'm asking you, what are you into? So if you invest money, what are you investing money in, and why? I'm just very curious. Yeah, I would love to know. I would love to know. I'm actually legitimately genuinely curious. The crypto that I use for the new system. Well, what's the crypto that I use for the new system? Please do not say IRCSSS 2020. Don't say XRP. Please don't say XRP. The crypto that I use for the new system. What's the crypto that's being used for the new system? Actually, you can go ahead and say XRP. Not Pulse and X. Sorry, bro. That's burnt toast. Well, what? Say it, damn it. Say it. This is your opportunity to shill your bags, pump your tokens. What is it? What is the thing? What is it? What is the crypto for you that you're investing in that is the solution to the financial system? No, it's okay. I mean, this is his research, right? So I'm happy to have this conversation. It's interesting to me. I want to get a diversity of perspectives, but present your perspective. What is it? I'm very curious. So yeah, it's not Pulse and Hex. That's fine. They're burnt toast. That's cool. I won't argue that if that's what you think. I want to know genuinely what you are into that you're saying is the crypto that's used for the new financial system. I'm genuinely curious. This is your chance, bro. You can chill it to 463 people here. I don't need to shill my back. Well, okay, don't shill it. Okay, don't shill it. Just tell the answer. Like, don't even shill it. Like, I'm asking you a question. You're asking me questions, and I'm responding to you and asking you a question back. What is this The crypto that's used for the new financial system. What is it for you? Research. Bud. I mean, every crypto thinks that they're the crypto for the new financial system, man. Like, surely you can, yeah, I can't stand that, bro. That's like some flat earth shit where you're just like, oh, you know, you don't know the answer, go and research it. Like, if you're going to come and criticize something, but then not say what you're in, that's weak, man. Say what you're in. Just say it. Have the balls to say it. It's pretty simple. Unless it's just an AI, a bot or something. I don't know. I hate that. Just research, bud. Like I'm researching day and night about everything on Pulsechain. That's what I'm trying to do. This is my research. Me asking you, what are you in? And then I'll look into it. If I'm not gonna like research, there's literally like tens of thousands of cryptos. So if you researched the financial system, you'd know, but it's not Pulse and Hex. That's just dumb. If you research the financial system, you'd know. Let's have a look. What's the new crypto? What's the new crypto financial system? XRP, IRC, SSS 220222. And all the IRS 220222 tokens. Yeah. I can't be bothered. Number goes up. I think the Atropa ecosystem is revolutionary. That's enough of a revolution for me that a lot of people don't understand. Okay, I thought so. There we go. HBAR, XDC, XRP, QNT. I knew it was going to be all that stuff. IRS 2022. Yeah, do the research, man. There's all those things. That's great, bro. Everybody's doing the same shit, man. It's just another. I'm not saying it's not going to be. And yeah, for your sake, I hope it is. I mean, there's people that I really love and respect who are really into that as well. For me, it's just another narrative. It's another narrative. It's not going to be the new financial system. XRP is not going to come along and replace the banking system, bro. Like they're just dumping on you, bro. Like it's not going to be the new financial system, man. Nothing that's created now is going to be the new financial system. That's what I'm saying. Nothing that exists right now in cryptocurrency is going to be the new financial system. I knew you had an angle. I knew you had an angle. Ah, man. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, we're gone. We're gone, skis. No problem. We'll outperform. Pulsechain and Hex will outperform all of those tokens. HBAR, XLM, XDC, XRP, QNT. It's going to outperform all of them by the end of this bull market. So, and none of those things are going to be in the new financial system. None of them. None of them, bro. Nothing that exists now is going to be in the new financial system. So, XRP on Pulsechain will flip. XRP. All right, fam. I appreciate you answering anyway, Stu. I had a feeling you were going to say those things, especially when you started to talk about financial system. So, yeah, I mean, look into the Atropa ecosystem. Have you done any research on the Atropa ecosystem? If you haven't, and you're into the concept of a new financial system, then definitely look at the Atropa ecosystem and what's happening there. For me, because I'm balls deep into it, I'm like, okay, this is something where it presents an idea for a new financial system. So, but yeah, who knows? I also don't think Atropa is going to like revolutionize the world where all of a sudden now it's going to be like everyone's going to be operating on the Atropa ecosystem and all the dollars are going to go to that. So, all right. Cool. Damn it. Well, I'm late to the XUSD epoch, but anyway, I appreciate that, Stu. It's a joke and doesn't do anything, but good luck to you. Neither do the other things, bro. They also don't do anything. Just having some fancy writings and articles with ISO 222200222222002222 and telling everybody that it's a new financial system doesn't make it a new financial system, bro. It really, really doesn't. The banks aren't going to go for it. They've been saying they're going to go for it. Like maybe they will. Maybe they will. Maybe we're going to get pied on the face. Maybe the US dollar is going to go, you know what? We're going to abandon the US dollar. And now we're gonna adopt XRP as the world reserve currency. Maybe the Chinese government's gonna say, you know what, we're done with the yen. Let's do QNT now. Maybe the Australian government's gonna go, you know what, the AUD, it's pretty shit. Let's do XLM instead. I don't really see it. So Hey, buddy, ignorance is bliss. It goes both ways, my friend. So we have biases towards the things that we study and learn. So no, it's not. It's not trolly. I think it's fine. I think it's good. I think it's good to research these things. I mean, yeah, look, Stu, Hex to the moon, lol, lol, lol. But, you know, XLM being the new financial system, I mean, to me, that's also as laughable as Hex to the moon. But the thing is, Hex has gone to the moon, and let's cross our fingers that it goes there again. I believe that it will. And if you've done the research on the blockchain, you'll see that it will. XLM is solving no problems. XRP is solving no problems. QNT is solving no problems. It's just a narrative that's used to pump those bags, my boy. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Good luck, everybody. So yeah, if like Adam, Vibra Finance, Stu, go have a look at Vibra Finance. He's a channel that talks about all these stuff. He's very agnostic. So he talks about Pulsechain. He likes all that stuff. Me, I don't vibe with it. I don't buy the narrative. But yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye out. So take care, everybody. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good evening.